After winning the league, one would think that the race is done for the season and our boys could kick back and enjoy the spoils of war. Not so. After being knocked out of Champions League, a massive battle lay ahead for them as they took on Medeama from Ghana to gain entry into the group stages of the CAF Confed Cup.
It's a struggle because you have to convince the body that you want to keep on going, and it's more of a mental struggle because this thing that you've been fighting for all the time, now it's done, you've won it, and now there is another one. It is really a struggle and takes a lot out of you as a player because you have to keep on exercising the mind to say, let's go, it's not done. Previously, you told yourself that it's done, it's just that we've won the league, and now there's another thing to also play for. It gets kind of challenging.
Saturday's game is very difficult because of where we are mentally now with the league. We need to switch on and look forward for Medeama. And the challenge is that now it's a less fancy tournament instead of Champions League and it's Confederation Cup. But we need to be humble and realize that we haven't been anywhere else for a very long time for us to say we don't take this serious. And if Mazembe takes it serious, if Esperance is there, if Etoile from Tunisia, they're taking it serious. So who are we not to take it serious? For me and for the team is to give us enough experience for Champions League preparation.
Medeama came out guns blazing and hit the Brazilians with a sucker punch in the first few minutes of the game that left Bafana style a little dazed and confused in the first stanza.
The first half was unbelievable. Ever since I'm the coach of Mamelodi Sundowns, I've never seen a 45 minutes like this. It was terrible. Still celebrating. Sometimes I do understand, they are human beings. They're still celebrating. At that time, I never coached. I just kept quiet. But what's important is they responded. I think the turning point was bringing Malajila and Teko, as well as joining the substitutes. Played very well. I'm happy about it. I mean, how can you score 3 goals in about the space of 6 minutes? It's unbelievable. Kama's goal, the gods of Sundowns. The gods of Mamelodi Sundowns. He was trying to cross and he scored. I'd rather have this because we've been missing so many chances.
Sundowns turned it around and headed to Accra 3-1 ahead on aggregate, the best they've done in their Trans-African campaign. But the Ghanaians weren't the pushover they appeared to be. Kopeli.
The Ghanaian team is a very good team. They're good on the ball. They pass few passes. Aerially, you think they're not good. They're very strong aerially. But they play open football. They're not going to sit back. But once we go to the sides, something comes up. I think if we are just organized in Ghana, we can come up with the results.
The team arrived in Accra 6 hours later to a heartwarming welcome from fellow South Africans and embassy staff who were there to show their support for the newly crowned champs.
I'm actually happy to be here, seeing that I've been out for some time. But it's different to see what Africa is like. It's a long journey, it takes a lot out of you. Although you're doing nothing, your body still feels tired. The flight wasn't too bad, it was only a 6-hour flight. Then the bus trip straight after that, that wasn't the greatest. There's a lot of traffic, the driver was a little bit intense with all the hooting, and the roads weren't too great, not the best tar roads. But at the end, we got here safely. It's a beautiful hotel. It's not what I expected. We've had enough rest and we've had time to recover.
The boys arrived 2 days before the big game in order to give them a chance to acclimatize to the weather and get their heads around Ghanaian conditions, including a training session on a school pitch.
Those conditions, in Africa, they are expected, It's not like you are spoiled for choice. It's more like this is what we have. Just have to try and adjust to any condition because we are playing in Africa. What can you do? We are not at home.
I've played in many township fields in Durban, and there's goats, there's cattle running through the field, there's chickens running on the field, so I'm pretty used to it.
The pitch, man, it just reminded me of the days when we were coming up in the rural areas, That's the only thing that we had, and it makes you appreciate more what you have back home. There's guys who train there every day and they're professionals. It's humbling, man. We cannot complain about that. We understand the situation and we have to make the best out of everything. We trained, we finished the session and it's done for us.
After the session, the guys relaxed at the pool ahead of their pre-match training session the following day at the stadium, and they needed it because they encountered another rumble in the jungle.
No, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be tough. We know it's going to be tough. Everything is fine, but we had our own issues. Not being allowed to come to training, to enter the pitch.
Please take it down. Take it off. No, don't tell us that.
Putting cameras on our training sessions. Have 40, 50 people watching our sessions. opposition watching and the coaches are busy watching our session. The first time I thought when you have a training session on the eve of the game belongs to you, but no.
I think they're going to come out all guns blazing. They have to win this game. I think that they're going to be very disciplined in their defense. They don't want to concede. Then they're going to press, they're not going to stop running. So I think that they're going to bring a lot of fights into the game tomorrow.
They're really a cocky team. When they came to our background, we really thought they're going to sit back and let us come at them. You could see in the game that we played against them, they scored in seconds. It says a lot about them. They're an attacking team. I think wherever they go, they play like that. And we're expecting the very same mentality and the very same cockiness from them. We don't see them sitting back, especially they're playing at home. So yeah, we're expecting a very tough match. It's not going to be easy, but we know what we need to do.
I think as a team, we keep on fighting. They're a good team. They can play, they can press. They put us under pressure, but we managed to come back, especially in the last 10 minutes. We never give up. We said, no, we want this game. We know what we are capable of. We know we can score goals. Then we scored 3 goals in 10 minutes, which is like advantage to us. We have a +2. But we are here again. We have to score again so that we go to the next round.
We know it's going to be very difficult. You know, they will come at us. They are playing in front of their home supporters, and we just have to be tactically disciplined and be mentally strong to say there will be times whereby we don't even touch the ball or whatever the case might be, but we have to just be strong because we have an advantage. We don't want to lose that advantage early in the game. They don't have a ticket to say, let's sit back. They have to come out, and when they come out, we have to attack and try and get goals. We're ready to go. We want this. We want to go into the group stages. We want to give it a go and give it our all.
Unfortunately, things didn't go quite according to plan for the Brazilians, and they found it tough going at the Sekondi Sports Stadium.
Disappointing, you know. It's more than the game there. You know, they do everything to win. It's a win at all costs. And if it's a win at all costs because it's on the game, it's fine. But it's a jungle there.
The Brazilians went into halftime 1-0 down and came out eager to come out tops, but it wasn't to be.
To power outs like that, I'm very, very disappointed. You could see that from the very first second of the game, that those guys, they went into the pitch knowing that today we're going to win this match no matter what.
Medeama scored early in the second half, making the chance of entering the group stages highly unlikely. And to add insult to injury, Onyango was sent off for an off-the-ball incident that meant we were down to 10.
The performance you cannot question, but the disappointment is that we've never achieved what we wanted to achieve, and that's sad and it's disappointing.
Mara, but Mamelodi Sundowns that the coach spoke about earlier came back, and Sundowns will miraculously return to the Champions League to take part in the group stages. All the lessons of the past few months will need to be heeded in the battles that lie ahead.
It's more like a man for himself. You need to be strong psychologically. You need to be strong physically. There's no way you can just go there and be nice and all that. You need to be tough because the tackles are flying, the traveling hours and stuff like that. What I can take from there is to be mentally strong. I think that will help us as a team to be mentally strong. We play a game, then you lose 2-0 first half. If you are mentally strong, you can come back and win that game 4-2. I think that's one of the things that we learn in the tournament.
Look, in Africa, for me, man, it's not about the tactical and the technical side of the game. It's more about the heart. You can only give your heart, and other things you cannot control because, you know, the referees will be biased and the pitch won't be nice. So you just need the heart. You need a heart for 90 minutes, not a heart for one half. If you give a heart for one half, you're not going to survive. So for me, together as a team and just fighting, you know, no matter what happens, just fight.
The Brazilians are going to need all the fight they can muster when they take on Africa's elite in the Champions League group stages.